Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to Cop-Arts of Anfield. I hope you all had a wonderful Easter and a nice break. Well, obviously, it was a long weekend and you spent time with your friends, family and loved ones, which is always important. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed it, especially after the result that we had on the weekend. So, normal housekeeping stuff. Obviously, please like and subscribe and comment on this video. Help us to get to 5,000 subscribers if we can. Gareth is doing a fantastic job, as I always say, and putting some really good sort of content out there. And listen, if you want to, join us, or you want to bring your thoughts to the table, get in contact with Gareth at Cop-Arts of Anfield. He will be more than happy to get you on. So yeah, reach out to him, as I say. So I'm going to basically cover off or give my review on the game on Saturday. I did predict that we were going to probably lose, but I thought it'd be a tighter game than what we saw. I thought that perhaps we might get a goal and City might nick it, or City go up and we get a consolation of some sorts, and it's nothing but that. Although the first 35 minutes I thought that we looked decent in terms of some of the football we were playing, still like that kind of cutting edge, which was a bit unfortunate, but from the minute that penalty was given and they scored that, to a man, they all fell on their arse, including the manager as well. And I felt that perhaps we might be able to keep it at 1-0 going into half time, or maybe get a goal back. We didn't. We got the second one went in, and that was that. So God knows what Slot said to the guys at half time, because it was complete shite the second they came out for the second half. And it just went from bad to worse. You could see that the fight wasn't there. You can see the desire wasn't there. You could see a lot of things that we don't associate with Liverpool as a whole. And Salah had the opportunity to kind of get a goal back. And I actually, in fact, myself and Gareth were messaging each other on the game as it had been played out. And I said to him, watch Salah miss his penalty. And he actually did. Gareth was obviously distraught about that, and quite rightly so. The thing for me is I don't know whether that was done on purpose to kind of almost say, Salah doing something to kind of put the focus on the fact that he doesn't get on with Slot and Slot's shite, or whether it's a case of the quality of football that Salah's producing this season has been awful by his standards, or probably it's a bit of both. Who knows? But it typified everything about the season, that penalty miss, and what kind of transpired afterwards, like with the fans walking out on the 65th minute, I think it was, and singing Alonso's name, and there were sort of indications of unhappiness with the crowd itself. They were very loud, by the way. They were really good to start with, but it became obvious that the fans made their voices heard by walking out, and I don't blame them. Some people might think, well, that's probably shit, not a good impression. However, if you pay the money that you paid and you travel the distance that you traveled to go and watch a game of football, and you get served up a pile of shit like that, you should be able to express your own opinion and your feelings around the game itself, and they decided to do so. So fair enough, is what it is. And I think everything that Klopp had built in this sort of 9-10 years that he was there has been systematically been decimated by this manager. We have no fight anymore. We're not the mentality monsters, is what Klopp used to refer us to, And okay, the team has changed a little bit, but the basis of things were there. The foundation's really there. We added quality players into the squad, you know, and there's some really good players in there. But for some reason, it seems that Slot's turned them into complete dummies. And Van Dijk came out and said that, like, you know, to a man, we just switched off, or we get through the towel in, and that's not acceptable. That's not acceptable at all. Not for Liverpool. My youngest is a Wolves fan, and I see more fight in that team in what they're doing in comparison to what Liverpool are doing. It's absolutely shocking. I see a style of play for Wolves. I see a team together trying to get a result, and that's why they're behind the manager. But we're not. We are so fragmented. I think we're all in unison in terms of the manager's not right for this job. We all know that, and players are to blame to a certain extent as well. But as a whole, you know, this is not what we've been used to, and it's not on. It's just not on. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the game. I think we're in a load of trouble tomorrow against PSG. We are going to get our pants pulled down and the soap thrown to the floor, and some lubrication been added to our backsides, because if we go with the same attitude as what we did on Saturday against Man City, we're out of that too. So I think FSG has to act. They need to get an interim if they have to. And Stevie G's made no secret of the fact that he would help out. So get the guy in. You know, got nothing else to lose now, and at least with Gerrard, you can probably get some fight and some desire and some passion back into the team that we are so lacking right now, because everybody's looking at each other and nobody's actually taking responsibility here. And Slot is just not the guy. I'm sorry, but he's got to go, whether it's now or the end of the season. But right now, we're at a critical point where we have to try and secure top four, and we have to try and advance as much as we can do in the Champions League. And I think if you bring a new face in, different ideas, it would just bring a little bit of a bounce back, hopefully, to the group, because Slot is just not bringing it. Anyway, guys, thank you for obviously watching. Tune into Cop Outs of Anfield, and as always, you never walk alone.